right, welcome back. So today got some parts in. Got the 5T on the bench because we're going to go ahead and throw a pipe in it. So set the body on there for video sake. But picked up the tune exhaust pipe for the 5T LOS R8020. And I do have a spring coming for this one as well. So apparently this pipe is a little different from the DBXL pipe, so I went ahead and got this one ordered. I think it's just this bracket pushes it farther away for the longer chassis. I think the pipe itself is the same, but we're gonna get that put in, and then after 8 months finally got the Hoons Silver in. So went ahead and ordered these the day I got my Vendetta, the day of the drop of the Vendetta, because they had a part number for these things. They were supposed to be in, I want to say January 10th. Then they said March 10th. And they just showed up today, March 20th, somewhere around there. They announced they're finally in. So they took a long time ordering these things, but we got a set. So they do feel really stiff. So I'm hoping with the hotter temperatures here in California, hopefully these all balance out. We are going to do a video on that. We'll balance them out, get them both on to my Vendettas, and see if we can hit 120 miles an hour with these tires without any issues. So I think we're at 110, somewhere around there, 109. Finally got the tires in, ARA 550096. So that's pretty cool. I do have the cover off for the battery because we're going to get a bigger battery put into these things. And I've been waiting for the fail safes and waiting for the pipe and the outerwears and everything else I ordered. It's just one of those things. Right now, parts are very expensive and hard to get. I should have ordered a stud kit for this thing, but we're just going to make it work like I always do, because I'm not going to sit here and mess with for more parts to come in. So I do have it up on my stand. Let me get the impact gun out of the way so it doesn't knock it. One thing about this, I need to make sure that I have my bench pretty clear so that at least I can work on it. But I'm going to throw the pipe on the 5T. I'm sure there's other videos of people doing pipes on these things. They're relatively easy, but I want to show how I have to drill out the bracket to make this work. Using the hardware that that Losi sends you. God, that feels kind of loose. Let's see if the next size will work. Nope. Didn't think so. But finally going to get this factory exhaust off. Probably have to tune up the high side a little bit. I've really never modified my gas RCs just because of the noise. Ooh, look at all the oil. Gasket stayed there. Really got to get some outerwears covering up this motor, just because there's so much grass and stuff that gets into it. Especially this one. I used to run this one all the time at the park. You can see all the vent holes for the cooling. The holes are so big, rocks and everything get in there. You really got to get some outerwears around this. But we're going to get this pipe cut open, get this thing bolted on. Wondering if I should put a new gasket on this. So there's our little pipe. Now, Losi is saying you do not need a spring here, but I do not believe them. I'm believing what people are saying in the comments. I'm going to take this gasket off because it's a shielded gasket. It's like a thinner gasket. Even though there's nothing wrong with it. Gonna clean this up a little bit, get all the material off of it. Some red ATV. You should use some gasket material, or gasket maker I should say, not really material. You don't, as far as I know, you don't have to. I just do it and because they do loosen up. Get this hardware out of here. Once again, I'll show the part number if you guys want to order it. Oh, I can hear a golf cart backing up. So one long bolt, which is usually for that. Two shorter bolts. Now here's where this one seems to have more room. Yep. So this one, the pipe is a little different, gives you more room because you can get to both these bolts. The DBXLE or DBXL went so tight over here, you couldn't even get this screw in there. So this is definitely going to be easier. I'm not going to have to drill this one out. And they do give you a big gasket compared to, you can see, it's funny, the hole, the hole's about the same size. The hole looks smaller on this one. I'm going to take the X-Acto knife and cut out, I can find my X-Acto knife. It's a little bit of material from the stamping hanging in the exhaust ports. I figured as much. Then I'm going to take the exhaust, put a little red ATV on it, silicone. You don't need to douse the heck out of this thing. Just a little bit is enough. Put a little on that. Clean off my fingers. Kind of weird. Got to kind of screw the one on the right over here as best you can. And then, I don't know if I have an Allen out already. I don't think I do. Let me grab an Allen, I'll be right back. Put everything away, I couldn't find my kit. This, I believe, has some Allens in it. The basic sizes. Yeah, there we go. So I'm going to try to start with this side. Let me close this door. All right. Yeah, the garage across from my garage now, the people moved out. So now all the golf cart people are in there. Constantly in and out all day long with those golf carts. God, that don't even feel right. Oh, I don't know what I do with my little wrench. So people were saying to use these little Allens to tighten this down, but this thing gets awfully tight for this little tiny Allen. I really need to put a different wrench on it. Make it longer. And then when I run it, I'm going to have to retighten these, because the flange isn't really flat on these. Feels like I'm going to end up breaking it, you know what I mean? That's my alignment toolkit. So the next thing we got to do is this bracket. So let's flip this thing around. So it looks like we're going to be going to this bolt hole for this bracket. I think. I don't want to drill holes in the chassis, so that's why I didn't get a lot of the aftermarket pipes. I don't think we're going to be reusing this screw. I think they gave us, yep, they gave us a longer one. Barely goes in. Yeah, that don't even look like it's long enough. Yeah, that one's going to be for there, so I guess the longer one goes over here. Nope, that don't even reach. Let's get a lock washer on that. That's still going to bottom out, I think, but we'll see. Now that came way out the backside. Hopefully it doesn't flip around. So that lines up. Make sure some of that comes out the bottom. There we go. Yeah, I smashed that thing down pretty good. And then I gotta wait for the spring. Now they said that this won't pull apart, and it doesn't seem to. Maybe on some of the other ones they do. But I've got a spring ordered up anyway. But I don't see it coming out as well. I don't know why they stick the tabs there if you're not supposed to throw a spring on it, is the way I look at it. But that should clear. That should clear. There we go. Pipe is installed. Hopefully it doesn't hit the body. I've still got to clearance the DBXL. So this thing is supposed to slip into the rear. Over the mounts like that, and then slip into these front mounts. Oh, without the antenna getting in the way. Or the light bar. There we go. Yeah, and the exhaust is close to one tube, but it looks like it's low enough to where it's not going to burn it. Yeah, it's pretty close to a bunch of things, but at least I won't have exhaust. My biggest thing is exhaust was always shooting on the bodies, messing up this window, messing up the paint, everything right here. So now it's just going to mess up this rear tire because it's going to blow down right on top of this rear tire. But there we go. Pipe install is done on the 5T. So I'll get the battery off. I'm going to get some batteries charged up on this thing. Then we're going to fire it up. We'll see how it sounds. But that's going to end this video for today. We'll see you guys on the next video. Like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.